Hello everybody, Neto Pimenta from Spark to Finish, right here in our creative journey, everything running smoothly for Contribution Saturdays. Contribution. This is the one that trips a lot of people up. Because you hear contribution and you're imagining some huge transformational movement that moves people to transform the planet and be the change you want to see in the world. And it's not that those movements are not appreciated, nor that we must not aspire to be the highest version of ourselves and uplift everybody around us with it. We must always be striving for greatness and be striving for greatness of those around us and for greatness in our world, in our environment, to ask for greatness of our leaders, to want for great things to happen for everybody. We're here to try to not just try to get it right. We're here to thrive. We're here to thrive, not to survive. But slowing down a bit into all these high aspiring goals, back to each individual and their creative pursuit. What I mean by contribution is a very simple thing, especially for those starting out, right? It can be as simple as, what are you contributing to the conversation? And it's not to the political discourse, but to the conversation that you are inserting yourself into. If you're a painter, what are you contributing to push the envelope, to push the medium forward? As a dancer, how are you doing that, right? Martha Graham talks exactly about that. In all of her addresses to colleges, to universities, and to all of her dancers, to all of the people that looked up to her, she talks about this quickening, right? This individual quality that only you have, that each of us have, that if it left unexpressed, it will never be again, but because it can only exist through you, as you, and by you. And it is not your job, again, paraphrasing Martha Graham here, it is not your job to judge it. It is simply your job to let it flow and let it be expressed. That's a huge act of contribution, to let your undying light cranked up to 11, let it shine and be a vibrant, vital human in the world, right? Sharing your story with other people, that's contribution. And as you go about the artistic endeavor, again, what are you contributing to the conversation to make it slightly better? Comedians, a lot of comedians, they get into comedy because as a kid, they may not have had much, but every time they cracked up a joke or they did something funny, their otherwise very serious and somber life for parents would crack up. That's a huge contribution. Humor is a huge contribution. Comedy is a huge contribution. Entertainment, even escapist entertainment. A lot of people think that the only type of art that can be out there is the type of art that challenges the status quo and you know, causes a big upheaval against the establishment so we can move forward as a species and as one single race, the human race. All of those art forms are brilliant. The other art form that's also brilliant is when we get to just, you know, prop up our feet and get to take it into a different world that's a little more magical than what we saw today on the streets or in our work or so on. That's contribution. And what is the contribution if you're not an artist per se, but you are a creative person inside a company, or you are creating something that is more of a service or a product, right? What are you creating that's improving people's lives, that is enhancing people's experiences, that is innovating, right? We all want to save time. We don't want to waste time with taxi, and voila, Uber and Lyft comes in and they provide there's a huge contribution that occurs with all this disruptive startups and disruptive technology, because they found the gap. There's a lack of XYZ in the world, right? There is a pain, there's XYZ in the world. How can I position myself? How can I come in and with my service, with my product, with my app, with my art, provide what shortens the gap or makes the gap disappear altogether? That's how a lot of these things that we are seeing and that we are living through right now occurs. So in your case, in your art form, in your practice, with your audience, with your clients, with your customers, what is your act of contribution that we can't find anywhere else? If I want a car right now, I happen to be driving, but if I want a car right now, a share ride experience, I only have 2 apps on my phone. It's either Uber or Lyft. Maybe there are more, I just know of 2. And that fixes that problem right away. What is, and that's, I'm just using that example because it's common knowledge and common language. What is yours? What is that small incremental change that you make in a person's life that if they don't call you, they can't get? Right? Value proposition, for those who understand that, is what you offer above your art, above your service, that they can only find within you or what you provide. Zappos is much more than a shoe place. Their customer service is unbelievable. I know because my wife buys a lot of stuff from Zappos, and every time there's a problem, we're taken care of. So we go back. So what is it about you that you contribute with your art, with your service, that you change and enhance and improve with your audience, your market, your customers and clients? That's contribution in essence. It can be the big one or the small one. What ways are you contributing to the conversation? And as you do all these 6 C's that we looked at, you will arrive at the thing that we will talk about tomorrow, which is competence, which is about mastery, it's about excellence, and it's about self-mastery. Stay tuned. In the meantime, stand in your truth, in your conviction, in your values, and contribute. Contribute in the best way you can.